Okay, moving on to the most bizarre movie of the festival by far. It's a movie called Ebony and Ivory. Where's the poster for that? There it is. Yeah. Directed by Jim Hosking, who directed The Greasy Strangler. If you've seen The Greasy Strangler, you'll know what to expect with this movie, with Ebony and Ivory. Not really sure where to start with this one. So let's start with what the movie's about. Fictional imagining of a meeting between Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder on the Mull of Kintyre in Scotland. If you're expecting a kind of contemplative, intellectual movie about two musical legends meeting and collaborating, this is not that movie. I don't know if that movie will ever get made, but yeah, this is definitely not that movie. This is weird. this is a weird movie. Like I said, if you've seen Ebony and Ivory, you'll have a rough idea. Sorry, if you've seen The Greasy Strangler, you'll have a rough idea of what to expect. If you haven't, like, strap in and try and make it through. Yeah, I genuinely don't know what to say about this movie. It's the best way I can describe it is it's an episode of Sesame Street from like the 70s or 80s with Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder, but imagine that they are both, and all of the crew from Sesame Street, they're all high as on acid, and they decided to film it. And that's probably the best way I can describe this movie. It's just weird. Like, dialogue gets repeated and repeated and repeated. It seems to be like edited on dialogue. It doesn't really go anywhere or do anything. Both characters, especially Stevie Wonder, seem to be like extremely agitated and aggravated for reasons. Admirably, the actors fully commit to the weirdness of this movie. I think it does have its fans. Like there was one guy in the screening that I was in that was killing himself laughing. He definitely had a good time. I imagine he was a fan of The Greasy Strangler. I wasn't a fan of The Greasy Strangler, and I'm not a fan of Ebony and Ivory. Now, I did get to have a sit-down chat with the director, with Jim Hosking, at the festival. Again, I'll link to that below. It's about a 10-minute video. There isn't really any spoilers in that, so you can watch it without worrying about spoiling the movie. It's odd because I had a good time chatting to him about how he made the movie and about certain aspects of it that was curious to me. But during the sit-down chat with him, I was dreading if he was going to ask me if I enjoyed the movie, because, I don't think I've got a good poker face, and I didn't want to lie to him, but yeah, did not enjoy this movie at all. It's just weird for the sake of weird. It's almost annoying. Like, yeah. I'm going to give 2 out of 10 for Ebony and Ivory, which I think is one of the lowest scores I've ever given. Just not my cup of tea. I'm sure it will have its fans. Probably one of the most polarising films. Definitely the most polarising film at the festival. But yeah, not a fan. 2 out of 10 for Ebony and Ivory. It's very weird.